Well, many energies coming out, very strangely. Let me see, we have what here? Okay. Egyptian gods, oracle gods. Gods I might use. Okay, let's see what is the main energy. The main energy today is confusion. Some people want to cause confusion to a divine feminine, divine masculine. We have a Sekhmet, justice. Okay, I'm definitely sure there is some legal case going on, which does not turn into the favor of these karmic people. Okay, so we have lots of resources here, truth and fairness. And wisdom. Okay, so what I can see so far, there is lots of properties who was confiscated in a way from people, lots of wealth, money, business, even company has been confiscated from people who pretend to be somebody who they are not. Okay, that is definitely coming out with the cards. The resources, these people will dry up totally because they feeding on other people's resources. They're stealing other people's properties, money, businesses, whatever. And I pick up on a very legal group, or I don't know, there are corrupted judges and corrupted investigators, corrupted lawyers, even not one, but at least 6 corrupted procureurs. I can see these are really a group of many judges. I mean, I don't know, more than 10. And this is maybe in a country or even internationally, they have connection between them. I pick up on a secret society or coven, or call it as you want, a group of people who steal abundance in any shape and form, like property. I mean, they won't bother themselves for a property that is, a 1-bedroom flat. I'm talking about here properties, $500,000, $1 million worth, starting from 10, 15, 13 or more millions of dollar property worth of property. I mean, they stealing properties like that. I can see they use the legal system to steal huge companies. For example, agencies. Take it as you want, the agencies. Okay, this is not a nanny agency I'm talking about, but evidently some military agencies that were owned by really important people, and these people were murdered or titularized crazy or got into prison or any other way and shape they stolen their business that other people built up with lots of work and hard work and for many years. These narcissistic people just steal it from, I don't know, and in a few years maximum. They have a group of, they working with escorts. They train escorts, male and female escorts, who approach these people, these wealthy people, and these are gold diggers. Evidently they mastered seduction, they know human desire. Somehow they have the way to analyze the person before they step into contact with them. That's mean they might even they study what I can see. They can see this person who's wealthy, and it can be spiritual wealth also. Okay, or usually when you have a spiritual wealth, you have in a 3D system wealth also. You just don't know about it because this type of society stole it from you. So what's happening? Somehow they can watch you day and night. When you sleep, when you awake, take it as you want, okay? But they can watch you. They analyze your habits. What do you do when you wake up? How do you meditate? How do you pray? How do you live your spiritual life? Um, and certainly what they really interested in, what is your type of man or woman you like, or you're looking for as a soulmate, and not necessary for temporary hunky punky. No, no, no. It's really the soulmate, the man or woman you want to marry. They scientifically, practically study you to learn about what type of man or woman you see as a soulmate. Okay, so shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised because these people has a group of hackers. When you have tests popping up on your social media or video that they want to know what is your soulmate, typical soulmate, what type of man or woman looking for. These are coming from these people because they want to know. Okay. Um, if well, personally I had experience of that also, so just write whatever fuckery just like cover in my mind. When you have idiot people like that trying to fuck you up, the best thing you can do is play around with them. If you can't get rid of them, at least fuck them up mentally and play around with them because they don't deserve anything else. These are criminals. These are mastermind in criminal activities. And the only way you can escape from them if you fuck them up mentally, because they want to fuck you up mentally. And if you don't want to be fucked up mentally, you have to fuck up them mentally. Do you understand? I mean, I don't mind lying given to bullshit assholes mad like that. Because it has no importance. These are not respectable people. They want to be respectable people, but they are not. When you are fucking criminal, you killing people for their money and spiritual wealth, I do not respect you. Do you understand? You have no my respect. So I will fucking play with your mind. I give a fucking shit about you. I don't care about you. And you don't even count as a human being for me. Do you understand? You are a criminal. You are a fucking criminal who hurt innocent children, innocent women and men. You should be locked up in a mental institute because you're mentally sick doing this. And I give a shit that you're doing it for money. That money was never yours, will be never yours. You stole it and you have no right to use it. And if you think you have right, you are mentally sick. You are really mentally sick. Okay, we have here healing. And I don't know why it's coming in Sirius. Sirius. Ah, okay, the Sirius portal. Yeah, we have a divine from a divine of masculine who went through the Sirius portal. And if you did, they can harvest you. I mean, these dark secret societies usually harvest spiritual people around July and August because of the Sirius portal is open. And that's mean they want your manifestation, they want your divine energy, healing, whatever you got from source. And because the veil is really, really thin and they are not divine, they don't have divine light, they can't get through it. So they harvest light beings like earth angels, chosen ones, twin flames, call it as you want, okay? Now, I pick up or read an international. I mean, they connected by internet, these people, but not only they have time to time secret reunions, you know. God, in centers. Oh gosh. Um, I could locate them very easily. I know all of them actually, because energetically I can see them on a map. These has Luciferian, Satanist. I know all the other secret societies who's involved in it. It's like a kind of network, okay? And they're not helping at all humanity. Certainly not the ascension, and they certainly not divine. They say people, they make themselves look like divine, but they are not. They are not. I mean, when you use the legal system to destroy people who worked hard, but even if you inherit, if you have a heritage, it does not belong to them. I mean, I can see here a genetic test duped, I mean, faked, a fake divine feminine, divine masculine. I mean, these bitches will study you to copy you, okay? Especially if they are geckos. The geckos are really good at studying humans and impersonate them. Well, if you don't believe in aliens, just roll. You don't have to listen to my podcast. And just, you know, just because you don't believe in aliens, it doesn't mean they don't exist, okay? And if you believe and you just want me to shut up, this is for entertainment purposes, okay? And for the lawyers and psychiatrists who's watching also. It's really funny. I mean, I don't know what time is it. 6 o'clock in the morning, and a lawyer and a psychiatrist doesn't have anything others to do to watch me, to bring me down, isn't it? We have here a resentment set. Yeah, there's a very huge group. I mean, more than 100 person who's pissed off with a high priest or high priestess. Take it as you want. Actually, I pick up on a divine masculine and divine feminine. If you are like me, you have a big fucking mouth, and that's what they don't like. They don't like because the truth is coming out of your mouth. So they pay psychiatrists and psychologists to terrorize you crazy, but not only to hide the truth, but only to be able to take your money. Because if you treat us crazy, you can't handle your money. So they can have ownership over your money, especially if they pretend to be your husband or your wife when you never ever married this person in real life. Don't worry, they have videos prove it that were created by artificial intelligence or a copycat of yours. Don't worry, they will have legal papers, even house you put together, and they might go that far that somehow they will have your sperm or egg create a fetus that somebody will carry in the womb, and when the baby is born, there you go, the proof that you are married. Some heritages are connected to children. So these illegal pregnancies, illegal childbirths that's going on with your DNA in, you might don't even know how many children you have. You might think you don't have any children. You might think you had 1 or 2 children with your wife or your husband that you divorced. And you don't even realize that you have even more than 10 children all around the world. And they actually inherited your money, and you might even don't even exist, or you are crazy on paper. You know, that could very easily happen while you're suffering financially, and you don't understand why, because you're manifesting. You don't even know you are a master manifester, but these bitches take all your manifestations and happily live with it. And they don't want this to be out. They don't want people to know about this, because if you know about this, you will reclaim your wealth. You will find an investigator, or you will find a lawyer or somebody who will investigate your inheritance or whatever you have. And they're afraid you will find it out, because in a moment I mean, those people who signed papers to lock you out of your money, they were convinced that you are crazy, or you are not alive, or you are a prostitute, or all kind of slandering went on. Don't worry if somebody slander you at this level. I mean, somebody slander you in a public that level, that put out fake naked pictures of you or videos, even set up a website in your name, 18 plus website, when you are not a promiscuous person, or when you have a sex life with your boyfriend, or with your real husband, or even with yourself in your private settings, it has nothing to do with prostitution. Okay. And when somebody somehow that put that out publicly, that's happening really often, to humiliate a person so they would not receive certain job offers, position offers that are high level, that they would not receive any serious love offer, because man or woman would look at them as an easy person, who is just for one night stand, or it is just to prove they are not a good parent because they are prostitutes. All kind of lies possible. Maybe it's your children who are really, really spiritually blessed, and that's why you lost your children, because people want to make money with them. So this group harmed so many. That is unbelievable. And because the 3D Earth doesn't exist anymore, it's collapsed actually. So now we have only the phantom matrix and two type of 5D Earths. Exploration. Interesting. So that is an investigation, not one, but I pick up on, excuse me guys, I pick up on many investigation, different groups. I mean, I pick up on at least 3 different groups in US going on. There is one group in Canada. Oh, interesting. There's an international group that is going on in South America. These are actually not evil investigation, huh? These are investigation who's investigating the secret society or covenant, or I don't know what to call this group of people, because they are everywhere. I mean, even in Australia, I can see them. And they don't do too much in Russia. They don't do on China. Excuse me, I have a hiccup. I have nothing here to drink. Doesn't matter. So they have lots of people in Germany, in England, and France, and Switzerland, and Italy, Spain. They have people in Algeria. And there's an international group who investigate these people. They have authorization from many, many, many governments or organizations, because this is too much these people are doing. Okay. And many people who are wealthy, they are afraid that these people will hurt them and steal from them, so they want to make them to fall. So there's lots of investigation going on, and they fall time to time, and they will fall more and more and more in each country where they operate, because there is a choice always, this corruption. Do you understand? When you are judge and you have a case filed, I mean, you judged a case, and evident the person you judged guilty is innocent, it's enough somebody open the files, look at it. It's enough that somebody look at the proofs you have and the testimonies and do just a simple checkup. You know, when you have people who testified who are serious drug addicts, or alcoholic, or you know, when they don't really have credibility, but they put up a nice suit, and you know, uh, they don't look too drugged or too drunk when they call in your court to testify. But in reality, it's enough to do a blood test on them that you do randomly, and you will see they are addicted. That's evident. These testimonies are people who were paid, you know. Or what you need to look for is glitches in a case, because if there is a glitch, something is not okay, then the DNA was displaced. You know, there's a framing there. And sometimes just because somebody's a doctor or professional, it does not mean that their testimony or they how shall I put, evaluation or analysis is correct. Okay, because I pick up on a doctor in forensic science who is corrupted heavily and work for this group. So there is even a death certificate that is faked. There is this person has access, for example, in social security system, they can modify your medical records. So if you never ever had any mental disease, suddenly your medical record will contains that from childhood you are diagnosed with schizophrenia or things like that, just to support their lives, you know. And these doctor can access to these medical records, hospitals. So this is when it's happening when you know you are pregnant, you go and do a blood test for pregnancy, and it comes back with negative, but your blood group is B plus on the pregnancy test. When you have a negative blood group, this is what is behind this woman, because I pick up on this female person. And this female woman actually implicated in many, many crimes. I mean, pay many nurses who go to houses to old people, lots of adrenaline overdose I pick up on, or elderly people who pass away in heart attack, you know, giving them certain while not necessarily medication, but something that not necessarily possible to detect in their body, or it's naturally exist in their body, and they cause their death in many shape and form. And after suddenly their house, you know, I don't know why is it called in English, but in France we have that if an old person live in a house, you can go and make a contract with them that you buy. I mean, the house worth, for example, $1 million, and you pay $150,000, and for the rest of their life, they will receive each month 10, I don't know, 1,000, $2,000, and what the investor gets is the property after the death of the person. Okay, so they do that very often in France, actually. And I think in other country do that also. But this type of business is really flourishing for this doctor woman, because the nurses who goes and look after these old people, you know, if you know what I mean, make them disappear. So these people sign a contract, they don't live longer than 1 year after they signed the contract with this woman. Actually, this is not necessary personally. This woman created a company or a trust fund or whatever, an organization or something that financially, um, practically she's money laundering out of the price of the property through these Trust fund. Some countries is a trust fund. Some countries it's a company. Of countries it's an I mean, financial company that you invest money in it, and after you get some interest back. And actually, they do this investment in properties like that. And these women organize these people to pass away very quickly. And somehow, well, I can't go on YouTube, but I can tell you exactly how the fraud is happening because I can trace it down energetically. And not just this, but many money laundering is going on. This doctor woman is receiving money for example, criminal rings giving a certain percentage of their money that they go through this system that is not only one country, but many countries. And sometimes there is not one company in one country, but many companies that are actually on a surface, and for the accountability accounting is correct and real, but they have the certain way to hide the money laundering. Okay, if you are interested in this, I can give informations that you can even work for the next 5 years, and not only in Europe, but the US, Canada, England, France, Germany, um, Italy. I even have information about Vatican. So if you're interested in that, contact me, because I'm telling you, if you will trace down what I know, because I read this energetically, because I read this spiritually, I have nothing to do with these crimes, okay? But when you will do an investigation on it, you will find out that is true. You might be able to bring down many criminal rings. That is actually international. So we have this, I mean, the energy that I get, this doctor woman, but she gets locked up. She's out of the prison very, very soon. She cleaned up legally, and she never lose her license, you know. It doesn't matter whatever crimes she commits and comes out about her. And she's quite big-headed. She believes she's like God. She decides who dies and who lives, and their lifestyle. I mean, I can see a man who actually doesn't know he's a milliardaire, and they ruined him down on a mental level. I mean, it was artificially induced that he became practically crazy. I mean, this man has some I forgot the words. Gosh, afraid of a certain type of animal, or afraid in a hate, a phobia. Okay, this man has a phobia, and they used this man was in a way locked up in his house, or they kidnapped him, or they did something that he lost the sense of reality, and they used his phobia to make him believe that he is crazy so much that now he's really mentally fucked up. Do you understand? So when something like that happens to someone who is really rich, who will handle his money, a brother, a sister, a wife, children, and these people pay organization to do such a thing to a honest person who build up a wealth for many, many years, or even lives, because it goes family after family, it stays in a family. That's what I wanted to say, pardon. So they steal things like that, and they do it so subtle way that, for example, this doctor and her husband, even if they divorce, they are together in this shit. they have many companies like that. Do you understand? Or chain of companies. They own it and they illegally got it like this. That's mean they had an illegal, I mean, secret child with this person who become crazy or died or whatever. I mean, at the end, if this person wants to get back their wealth, they will unalive him or her, and the secret child that they created against the will of this person will inherit the whole thing. And the real children might be in danger. They might be unalived. So this other child that was created secretly against the will of the rich person, who didn't even know about it probably, will inherit everything. And guess what? Who is responsible for that child? Well, this medicine woman, doctor. God, I mean, when you make a vow and you have a qualification to be a doctor, and you are out there to kill and destroy humanity. I mean, normally a doctor should save lives, but this bitch said that I can understand why she's in forensic science, because I don't think she can save any life. It's against her nature, you know. And she escapes always somehow the shit that she creates, and other people go down with it. So I pick up on this golden child that is not really a golden child. Some cases it's even a clone. And if you think it doesn't exist, you are wrong, okay? Because everybody knows today we can create clones, and they work really well actually. So I pick up on a child who's 4 or 5 years old, a girl who is clone, and on a paper she will inherit everything that a divine feminine has, and divine feminine has two sons. This is a particular case, but in other cases it can be different, of course, who were taken away from the divine feminine for only one purpose: to somehow have the legal authority over these children. And by the years, these children will never know they are milliardaires, they have millions or very powerful companies that they inherited, because these guardians, will never tell them. And one day they just will pass away. And who will inherit everything? These illegal child, you know. Everything is going in secret. I mean, all these lawyers, all these procureurs, all these law enforcement people, judges, who's organizing this in a back. Do you understand? Everything is going in secret. So these people does not even appear in front of the judge. The judge will never ever see them. And actually, this wealth belongs to them, not these people. This is really outrageous. And if you are a very rich person out there and hearing this, try investigate on yourself. If there are no bitches in your back who's planning to take everything away from you. And if that's the case, you should contact these investigator groups or organizations who are trying to bring them down, okay? Because that's the only way you can escape. Hermitage. Okay. Conçu. God conçu Hermitage. With a green skin color god that is a reptilian actually. Yeah, the hermetic knowledge is quite reptilian thing. I mean, what you need to know about spirituality, it has a dark side and the light side. And what people do not understand, the way they manifest is two different ways. And the light side of manifestation and light side of spirituality, the real light side, these green-skinned geckos try to make hidden on Earth. So when you have secret societies like Masons, like I don't want to get into this, but these secret societies evidently won't teach you the light side of spirituality. It's like Kundalini. You can do Kundalini on a light side and a dark side. If you are not ready to have the Kundalini and your Kundalini is awakened, then you evidently will be in a dark side of the Kundalini. That's where, for example, certain hunky punky magic is, well, I say this word because they get upset at certain people who's doing this type of magic and watching me. They want it to be secret, you know. So when I talk about it or others talk about it, they're upset about it. So that is on earth, I dare to say, when you want to do anything spiritually with this type of magic, hunky punky magic is evil most of the time, 99% of the time. Especially when it's in a group setup, there's nothing divine about that. Somebody wants to make you believe it is divine, they're lying, and you are very naive if you believe this bullshit, and you will become part of it, because you will fragment your soul, you will lose your soul, you will lose your gifts, you will lose your destiny, everything what you have spiritually. Do you understand? So just because this is 18 plus fun on these organized parties and you think it's fun, actually you selling your soul out for fun. And after, you will have these dark entities attachments where you can't control your desires anymore. You realize something or somebody else control you. And then when you're a powerful man or a powerful woman, you can't afford someone else controlling you, especially when you're a judge or a procurator, isn't it? Or a very powerful politician. Or you are in an army and making decisions that impacts countries' lives. This is very dangerous when you do that you leave your decision making power, you give it to someone else, to a group of people, or some prostitute woman, just because they manipulate you sexually. I call that Jezebel spirit. Intelligence and perseverance. Yeah. Well, there is this, I forgot the name. I think it was attached to ISIS, but I'm not sure. You know, when they have this holy cow with the horns, and there is a sun between. I forgot what god is it. Anyway, doesn't matter. But they got this god in. You know, they brought lots of sacrifices, blood sacrifices to this god, and actually it has. Um, a fallen angel that actually is complicated, because sometimes fallen angels are imitate gods who were never ever gods, but extraterrestrial beings. Okay, well, it's very complicated, I don't want to get into this, but some fallen angels are imitating the energy of this, already was involved. And I think in Egypt it was animal sacrifice they did, but they taking it so far, but that is now human sacrifice, in a form of human sacrifice. Why is it called? I forgot. These geckos taking over even secret societies. So if there was a secret society who was actually not evil at the beginning, they turning it into evil. And this sacrifice practices, it's almost everywhere in these secret society setups. And energetically and spiritually is originated from these fallen angels. But now, honestly, it has nothing to do with anymore with these fallen angels sometimes, but with these geckos or other kind of beings, you know. So they teach the dark side of the spirituality, and When you think you are Christian, you have this Enki and shit things put into your head. It's not, it's just question of time you will worship Lucifer, okay? Because they will explain to you that it's Enki and you, whatever fuck is the God, the creator, whatever, which is a lie. But after you believed in Jesus Christ and God, you will believe in Enki and me, and very soon you will believe in Lucifer, that actually he is the light. They will explain to you, and you will believe it. It's a process that they wash your brain into this shit. Lots of Christian actually become Luciferian because of that, and they will have empathic feelings for Lucifer. Oh God. Okay, this is very ridiculous. But honestly, human mind is very easily corruptible. If you do not realize what the FK is going on around you spiritually and mentally, you can be very easily controlled mentally. You can be very easily deceived mentally. And these energies operate in secret. They don't want their operations be known, because in the moment it's known, people will be cautious. They will recognize it, they will fight against it. And certainly if they use crime, and they do use crime, when you do sacrifice, human sacrifice is a crime in most country, you know. When you kill somebody, is a murder, it's a crime. um, but you know, they cover it up in many shape and form. I mean, there was a period of time they were hiding bodies in forests everywhere, you know, where they could, because who would find them, you know, except when you have a good medium who can find them. Now they know there are spiritual people who can find the bodies, but they hidden so many bodies that they can't even remember where they hidden them. So they can't dig them up and make them disappear. So the police time to time find bodies that you know, these people made disappear. But now they have other techniques, so you can't find the body anymore, you know. You, when there is nobody, there is no proof. That's what they say. So I pick up on this doctor woman, in this forensic scientist woman is involved in lots of crimes like that the body they have to make disappear in many shape and form. I mean, I picked up on a period of time, they put bodies in existing tombs, so you could find 3 4 bodies in one tomb, you know. And that's how they made it disappear after the police picked up on that also. So they stopped doing that. So they find all kind of trickery to hide the proofs, and now they have a special company specialized to make these bodies, the proofs disappear, these organizations. So it's more and more difficult to find the proofs, the bodies. You can just see people disappearing and suddenly appearing, and they look like the person who disappeared, but they are glitches. So when they are glitches, you should know something is wrong. Okay, meditation, death and rebirth. Well, everybody knows that we have these cycles, reincarnation cycle into Earth. You need to understand reincarnation exists all over the universe, not just on Earth. But on Earth, they pretty much have geared it up. I mean, there are certain human souls, there's 12 tribe originally. The ancient Earth had 12 ancient well, I don't know how to say, humanoids, where humans are originated from, okay? And This is a specific group of soul, of human souls who always reincarnate on Earth, okay? But not only, there are other souls who reincarnate, come on Earth and reincarnate. So that's when we talk about Earth seeds and star seeds, okay? Earth seeds are very magical, as much as powerful than star seeds. But this reincarnation process was FK'd up by Anunnakis, reptilians, draconians, other races, extraterrestrial races I'm talking about, not human races, okay? I'm not a racist person. I'm talking about extraterrestrial races who were intervene in the matrix, 3D matrix. They altered it. They altered the reincarnation system that Source created and was perfect. And it's pretty much FK'd up, yeah. And everything is based on energy harvesting, feeding these extraterrestrial races in a certain way. And that's how sometimes some souls come on Earth to learn something, or for any other reasons, and they get trapped. While Source is modified this, and now that the 3D does not exist anymore, but the 5D and the Phantom Matrix, it continues in a 5D matrix, but in a not 5D matrix, the Phantom Matrix, but the 5D matrix, it's stopped. You can't do it anymore. It's really strange because when I send back that spirits to Source, I can detect two tunnels. One of them belongs to the Phantom Matrix, the other one is the original one. And that they are, both of them are visible. This is the proof of that the 3D Earth doesn't exist anymore. And not only the Earth going through shifting, but the entire galaxy and the universe. So that's, if you are medium and you deal, you guide that spirit back to Source, you are familiar with the tunnel. And you have the capacity to open a portal to Source. That's supposed to be the tunnel. But there is this fake tunnel that is an imitation, and it's a Phantom Matrix who created. And after, there is one thing how you need to do it before you die. You have to release all spiritual contracts, all of them. And that is the most important thing, that there is no spiritual ties that push you back on Earth, okay? Because if you have, especially spiritual contracts that was not created between you and Source, but between you and entities, these spiritual contracts will open the wrong tunnel for you. Do you understand? So if you pass away and you're conscient, you need to find a right medium, because not all medium is capable to do this. But if you still have attachments, you need to find a medium when you're dead who can open the right tunnel towards Source. So you go back to Source and not these entities or something that they created, you know? You won't go in front of an Anunnaki extraterrestrial being you think who is a god who died for you and loves you. But you will go back to Source who will send you back. You will go through a purification from the human life, and you will be attached back to your higher self. And that is the real one. Do you understand? There is no kind of Anunnaki gods or any other extraterrestrial gods who will judge you and send you back on Earth. They fucked up pretty much the karma system also. So they use karma rather punish than to push the soul through an evolution. Karma should be like education system for the soul, not a punishment. And it's pretty much fucked up also. So that's why Source want the 5D Earth shifting to fix these glitches, these extraterrestrial beings like Anunnakis, reptilians, draconians caused on a 3D matrix that doesn't exist anymore. And they building a 5D copy that, well, we spiritual people call it a phantom matrix. That is similar to the 3D matrix, okay? So they try to push as much as human as possible into the phantom matrix because they don't want them to shift in a 5D matrix. Because in a 5D matrix, they have no power anymore over them. And about the Matrix, I know that this film Matrix is really popular and there is lots of truth in it, but you can't get out of the Matrix. Do you understand? Because you can get out of one type of matrix, but you step into another one. Because the universe has a matrix, ether has a matrix. Each planet has their own matrix. It depends what dimensional planets they are. That's why we can say some planets are 5D, some planets are 8D, 13D. It can go up actually up to, while on Earth we say there is only 13 dimension, which is a bullshit. There are souls coming on Earth from 30, 31, 34, 36 dimension even. And they have planet 36 dimension planets. So 36D, pardon, dimensional. Sophia tribe is an ancient dragon tribe that is highly divine and high vibrational. They coming 30 plus dimension. There's no dark entity, low vibrational entity can go higher than 13 right now. Okay, we have here the prosperity. Okay. It's really strange because on this card, this human who appear on a prosperity has a dark skin, and there are animals on it that looks like Africa. And what I pick up on, look at that, what some countries did with Africa. Just look at it. I mean, Africa is one of the richest continents, and they have the poorest people living there. This is actually just what's happening on an individual level in many, many countries. So many of you doesn't even know you are a very rich person, but you don't have access to your riches because of those corruptions and lies who blocks you from your wealth. Is the same apply for Africa. The corruption and lies and all kind of legal setups that other countries have rights to control them, which is a lie, actually steals their wealth, use their wealth. Do you understand? When it's supposed to be there, it's their lands, it's their wealth. So why other countries go there and taking it? But this is really true on the individual level in each country, in Europe, in the US, in Canada. I mean, these organizations do actually on an individual level on humans, in humans' life, like this forensic science doctor. And actually, I pick up on her partner or husband works in well, originally he was working, he had a bidon, we say in French, bidon, a fake job. But in reality, he worked for the Secret Service, okay? FBI, CIA, or other Secret Service, whatever. And now this man stole so many organization, company, military agencies from rich people that he became a very powerful person, that he can manipulate the army, he can manipulate politicians, justice system. He's a powerful man now, but because of his crime. So how to close this reading source? Really strange. Devastation. I mean, this group of people will go through in each country. Actually, this is an energy. I mean, the 5D Earth and the quantum matrix is separating itself. These energies can't operate on a 5D Earth. So that's why the glitches are more and more often coming out, and the law enforcement system is picking it up. So these people who were operating in secret for hundreds of years or many, many years, now they coming out in the public because there are proofs coming out of their crimes. Do you understand? These are the glitches. Why? Because the 3D Earth doesn't exist anymore, and the 5D grids do not tolerate these energies. So the 5D grids actually brings out these crimes, these skeletons of these people in the public view that everybody can see it, especially the justice system and a law enforcement system. Only you need people in a justice system and a law enforcement system who actually don't blind themselves but see it, grab it, and bring these people down. Why? Because they have nothing to do in a 5D Earth. It's the structure of the Earth who brings them down, who brings out these because these energies were hidden in a 3D matrix for hundreds of years. They could operate and oppress people, humans, without any karma or any wrong things happening in their life. They were flourishing. Not the case anymore, because a 5D Earth is disassembling, dismantling these dark energies. Do you understand? This is naturally happening. So when you are in a justice system and the law enforcement system, you will see more and more and more crimes coming out. There will be more and more cases open up again. And when you will do your research, you will be surprised how blind the justice system was not to see the proofs, not to see the hidden proofs and the reality, and how many people were sentenced in prisons innocently, how many people were sentenced into mental hospital who actually were normal. But some of the cases is too late because these people already passed away. But when you trace this down, you will find the organization who definitely ruining other people down in real time, okay, because they did not stop. So this devastation is really the 5D Earth energy who's bringing down these dark organizations who use dark spirituality and earthly power like politics, justice system, to keep and trap peoples in poverty, in suffering and oppression. Okay, skill. Yeah, these dark energies are very skilled. Like this doctor is for, yes, she's a forensic scientist doctor. Okay, but apart of that, she's part of the organization where they practice dark spirituality. And sometimes these skills, I mean, when you have a high grade on a light side, they have a high grade on a dark side also, and these skills are revealed level after level for these dark people. I mean, not skin color I'm talking about, but soul. Okay, their soul is dark, evil. And this forensic woman really skilled spiritually. And I wouldn't be surprised if this woman would sit front of the church in the first row as a first lady, okay? Like a respectable Christian person, while doing really dark spiritual shit in her family setup, or these organizational group setup that nobody knows about. But it will come out because the 5D Earth Grid will reveal it. And after, you just have to be a talented judge, a talented investigator, a talented procurer to find the proofs and figure out what is going on in a secret. And after, you can bring these criminals to justice. And this is the 5D Earth who promise you to do that, because the grid, the shifting, does not hide these darkness anymore. Do you understand? So there's more and more groups of investigators. I mean, just look at the CIA. I mean, there's different groups in the CIA. They purifying the CIA itself, because some groups are definitely corrupt, some groups are not. So you can't say the whole CIA is evil. You can't say the whole FBI is evil, because this is not the case. There is a split even inside. Do you understand? So this split can be observed everywhere, in the justice system, in tribunals, in courts, in the army, in politics, in governments, everywhere. I mean, the good seed and the bad seed is separating itself. And this is a necessary thing if you want to achieve oneness. If you want to achieve unity, and then we arrive about the two agenda, the one world order and a golden age. And it's evident on a 5D Earth will be the golden age, and a phantom matrix, there will be the one world order. And the separation you can see really well in politics, everywhere, even an education system, legal system, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So the fight is huge. The polarity is huge and very noticeable, especially now. You need to understand this is because the shifting is happening. This is because the separation is happening. And they want to deny it. They want to say, oh, the Galactica Federation is just fake. Oh, Ashtar Commander is fake. It doesn't exist. Me, I'm really skeptical when something is attacked in their reputation like that. Because why do they attack it? I mean, for example, why do you put out sexual humiliation, public humiliation videos to ruin somebody who is a powerful person? I mean, the first question you should ask yourself, why they want this person to be destroyed, not to be in power, okay? After, sometimes the truth really comes out, because these people really doing this. But sometimes it's a setup, and there you have to use your discernment. And certainly an investigation should be involved if those accusations, public humiliations, has really real base or not. But personally, I would not judge somebody whose reputation is so much attacked publicly, especially when it includes sexuality or sexual orientation. When it comes to crimes, yes, that is really bad. You need to do investigation before you really judge somebody. But when you don't have essential proofs, and these organizations trying to create them to prove it, while them doing crimes left and right. So I'm not talking about these criminal organization who really does the crime. And when the truth is out about them, they put up this earth angel kind of energy that, oh, this is just accusation. Somebody wants to frame them, when actually they were framing people for many, many years. So I'm telling you, one day very soon you will see geckos fighting geckos, because one of them will be ascended and divine, and the other one will be not divine but dark. You will see Anunnaki fighting Anunnaki. One Anunnaki will be low vibrational and evil, the other one will be high vibrational and actually fighting for the freedom of the humanity. And when human will be faced with extraterrestrial being, that will be evident its reality, and they will be faced that they even fight between them. They won't know what the fuck is going on. So when you are human, you need to learn Galactica history. You need to learn about these extraterrestrial beings to understand what are the agenda and what extraterrestrial being really wants to help you, and what the extraterrestrial being pretend to help you. But in the same time, they're trying to have their own agenda with humanity, and I guarantee it's not a good one. Okay, and this time when it will happen is very, very close. And the solution is not that you hate on all extraterrestrial beings, because if you do, you are doomed. Because I'm telling you, here there are technologies involved. They are coalitions, federations, councils, whatever involved in both sides, dark and light side, that you do not understand. And you don't have a power to fight them. Do you understand? So you need those extraterrestrial beings who wants to help you out, who wants humanity to flourish and not to be slave. You want those extraterrestrial beings on your side, because they technology, they coalition, federation, whatever they have council, will save your pretty human ass from the nasty one. In the moment you go against all of them, you lose their support, or you lose the possibility to receive support from them, and you will be in a prey of the other group of extraterrestrial beings who wants you to be a slave. So that's why humanity needs to prepare for this and be aware of it, and certainly learn discernment. So you know who to accept help from and who you should not accept help, because they want to slave you down. And there I will finish this. Union and power. The question is that, so I mean, this is inevitable. Some part of the humanity will step into union with extraterrestrial beings who will push them down. They will become slave. So there will be huge oh shit, I can't talk. They trying to fuck up my speech. This is light language. Anyway, so those who will choose the extraterrestrial being to work with, they will pretend to help you, which is not true. Especially then there is sacrificial based religions involved, or just sacrificial based secret societies involved. You go in a one world order, and there those extraterrestrial beings want humanity to be slaves. And when you work with extraterrestrial beings who wants the golden age, the 5D earth, the freedom of humanity, that the humanity would shift on a higher consciousness, that humanity would step into their angelic race power. Those the extraterrestrial entities wants to help humanity, actually, because they know this shit we're going through. They've been through so many times and so many planets, And they've been fighting these other extraterrestrial beings for a very long time, much longer than Earth exists. And you need that experience. You need that protection when you are human. And when you are human government, when you are a human being, you need that protection against the nasty ones. Because the two shifting, I mean, the shifting of the two power will drill you in one side or the other. It's your free will, which one you choose. But sometimes people make the wrong choice from free will because they don't have the discernment. Do you understand? Okay, so the power shift will happen, the two polarities. When this shifting will be finalized, so the 5D Earth will separate from the phantom matrix. The phantom matrix will slide into a different universe. It's like two universe will separate, two galaxy will separate. I mean, this is a very long process. It starts with Earth, after it will go on other planets or the other galaxies, and finally the universe will separate into two. And then we have a high vibrational universe, or should I say, because when, for example, draconians and reptilians and Anunnakis become high vibrational, they have a different structure than the other high vibrational races. This is very complicated, maybe for humans to understand, is really complicated. But Source wants this because they are so special. When a draconian become a high vibrational and ascend not once but many times, and an ascended master, they are beautiful. And that is missing from our universe at the moment. In other universe we can find them, and those universes are wonderful. So this is the oneness that will happen, that some of the dark low vibrational entities will ascend, but not all of them. And that's what will cause the confusion. Do you understand? That's when you will see a high vibrational ascended reptilian and a low vibrational who manipulates and who wants humans to be slaves, while the high vibrational wants to liberate humanity. So that's why it will be really difficult to choose, because you have to use your discernment. And when it will shift, the whole universe will shift into this oneness that will born from the polarity, then you will see the oneness between a Pleiadian and a Draconian and a Reptilian and a Lyrian. There will be oneness. There won't be polarity anymore, because the ascension will happen in both sides. And there will be a perfect balance, and the polarity will disappear. But this is a very long process. We are in it, and everything is happening right now on Earth. And that's why Earth has significance on a galactical level and in a universal level. And that's why all kind of entities has their own agenda, because they want to manipulate this process. But what they do not understand, the only person can control this is a source himself or herself, because source is rather an energy than a god or a person. Okay, that you can forget that when the god is a person, that does not exist. Those are demigods, like extraterrestrial beings that they live very long time, longer than humans, but they are not really source energy. They created no, they have a certain creative power, but they did not create universe. They did not create these galaxy or planets. They have no capacity to do that. Only source has, and source is in control about the shifting. This is a natural evolution of a universe. When a universe is very young, very, very young, it is dark. And after the light very slowly start being born in that universe. And in this evolution, polarity will be created, dark and light. And the creatures that live in that universe will experience this endless fight between dark and light. And that is necessary for the evolution of the universe. And when the evolution of the universe gets to the point that is really ripe to become one, so the oneness can control the universe and the polarity disappear or get integrated into the oneness, that's when the shifting will happen, first of all at planetary level, and after the galactic level and the universal level. And I stop teaching spirituality because at the end this is a tarot reading channel, isn't it? Creation. Amun-Ra creation. Well, that's what's happening right now on Earth. Creating the two realities. But even in the 5D Earth, there will be two type of 5D Earth. Well, one day I will do teaching about this. But right now, what we need to give birth is that the phantom matrix finally separates itself. But you need to understand it has to happen in politics, in a legal system, in an army, in practically everywhere. The good seed has to be separated from the wrong one. That's the only way. And this is a giving birth pain. It's painful. It's not an easy one. And that's when the people say that they fed up with these chosen ones, earth angels, these polarities, and people already integrating their own polarity, which is a good thing you have to do. But you need to understand that you just can't ignore the polarity that exists. You just can't say that you step out of the universe, you step out of the galaxy because blah, blah, you step out of the matrix. You can step out of one matrix and step into the other, but you can't really step out of all the matrices, because if you could, you would be Source himself. Do you understand? And you have only a part of Source inside you, not the entire. And until you don't have the entire, you can't. It's complicated. Humanity needs to still learn a lot to get on that level. So those spiritual teachers who's telling you to, well, okay, I won't get into because it's confusing. Use your discernment. The best thing you can do is establish a connection between your soul, your higher self, and Source. Because when you do that, you will be led by Source, you will know what to do spiritually, and your discernment will be correct. Okay? I love you all, guys. And about this female, this group of criminals coming down, okay? Some of powerful people in the dark side, the one world order, try to save them, but if they do, they will go down with them. I'm telling you. And those who are on the light side, I know the work is really hard and difficult and painful, but you're not doing it in vain. Do you understand? Because it has a fruit, and this is the process. You are the superhero of the future. I mean, when a 5D Earth will be separated 100%, those who were fighting for this separation, those who were fighting, I believe in a justice system, even in politics, governments, army, law enforcement system, and that is on confirmation. You are fighting. You don't even realize, because you don't think you're spiritual and you're doing something spiritual because you do something just provide justice. But when you really love justice, true justice, that you are operating like Source, because Source love justice also. And Source does not like injustice. And if you have this spirituality that you don't even realize that you have, some of you, then you are working on a light side, even if you don't know. Do you understand? And your work is not in vain, even that is painful. And one day you will be remembered for the work what you're doing. that you think it's ridiculous today. You will be remembered because your work is necessary for the separation. So when the 5D earth will be separated and the golden age will be established, you will be celebrated like a superhero, because without you and your work, it wouldn't have happened. And unfortunately, the phantom matrix knows that. That's why they want to block you. And that's why the polarity is more emphasized. The fight is more emphasized. In spite of that, on your inner being, you can develop the oneness. You can integrate all the polarities of yourself or of your soul. And actually, that is one of the way to become untouchable by these energies on a soul level, on a spiritual level. So, good luck with this forensic scientist doctor, because she will manipulate like hell. I might pick up later on her energy again. But at the end, she won't get away. She thinks she will get away, but she won't. She won't. And I have hiccup again. That is a confirmation. She won't get away. That's for sure. Some of you, this woman is not even anymore human, because a great gecko replaced her. But nobody knows, because the resemblance is so similar. I mean, if somebody does not age, it's not because just you are, a chosen one. More and more chosen one, they siphon, they laugh first away from them, so they age actually. But on the dark side, these newer, older energies stay young forever. And there is horrible, horrible crimes behind that. And when you see a person who's like more than 50 years old, but they have a young appearance, you have to use your discernment, because it can be a source of evil that makes them look young, but it can be a source of divinity, true divinity, and light side. So you really need to use your discernment. I love you all, guys, and I wish you to have a stronger connection with source, deeper and much more pure each day that pass by, so you could navigate in this big mess we have on earth and try to enjoy the process. That is ridiculous to say, but try to find a little pleasure of life that is not evil. Okay, take care.